Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is Friday, August 27th, 2021. It's 5:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is my update for my schizophrenia for today. I just wanted to do a real quick video. I saw my psychiatrist yesterday, and we really didn't change any of my medications or anything like that. We just talked about in general what's been going on with me, the two surgeries I've had, my medication list, which we didn't change. Um, I had agreed to try to see a psychotherapist, um, and one of the secretaries called me about an hour ago to set up an appointment with a new therapist. But the therapist they wanted to set me up with was a male, and I'm not going to work with a male psychotherapist. I'm not against psychotherapy in general for schizophrenia. I think it's very useful and very helpful. But this therapist and the client has to be compatible. And I am not at all compatible with the male psychotherapist. So I told the secretary that I will change my mind and I'm not going to set up an appointment with the therapist they want me to see. The next appointment I have with my psychiatrist, who is male, is on September 30th. I have no problem working with the psychiatrist that I have because we generally just talk about my medications and sometimes my medical problems. He's a doctor, I'm a patient. I can work with that. I have no problem working with that. But a psychotherapist is a completely different animal altogether. And I'm not saying that anybody out there with schizophrenia shouldn't see a psychotherapist, male or female. I'm just saying for myself that I'm not going to work with a male psychotherapist. So what's the difference between a psychotherapist and a psychiatrist? A psychotherapist is somebody who just basically does talk therapy. They focus on psychological things that are going on with a person, their daily lives, just discussing any general topic that comes up, different problems, different solutions. And it's really just two people talking with each other for a half hour or an hour or however long it is. Some people, when they go to see a psychotherapist, how much time they spend in each session often depends on the person's medical insurance, how much it costs to see a person for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. So it varies from place to place. I actually haven't had a psychotherapist in, I believe, over 2 years. I've just generally been seeing my psychiatrist and getting medication as needed. I'm not against having a psychotherapist, but I'm not going to work with a male psychotherapist. A psychotherapist is somebody who doesn't necessarily have a medical license like a psychiatrist. I guess technically speaking, a psychiatrist can be a psychotherapist, but generally that's not what they do. A psychotherapist is somebody who usually doesn't have the medical degree that a psychiatrist has. A psychiatrist has the same medical degree that any doctor has, which I believe is a 4-year medical degree. And psychiatry is simply the medical specialty for that doctor. A psychotherapist can be anybody from a social worker to a psychiatric nurse to a psychologist who has a PhD. It can be people who have master's degrees, bachelor's degrees. It varies widely. A psychotherapist generally has to be licensed by the state that they're operating in. But there's so many different types of people that can be a psychotherapist. Like I said, a social worker, a psychologist, a psychiatric nurse. I've had all of those as psychotherapists before. and none of them have medical degrees. Now, of course, the psychiatric nurse has a nursing degree, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be a nurse. Um, but generally, psychotherapists do not have medical degrees, and they generally can't prescribe medications. It's generally just talk therapy. Um, Seeing somebody to check in with every once in a while, trying to keep the person, the client, stable as possible, keeping them out of the psychiatric emergency room, keeping them out of the psychiatric hospital as much as possible, dealing with crises as they come up. Um, I'm not against seeing a psychotherapist, but like I said, I don't work well with male psychotherapists, and I'm not going to see a male psychotherapist. Um, I've had both female and male psychiatrists, and generally the discussion is medical and psychiatric medications, that kind of thing. Um, we don't usually delve too much into personal issues like you would with a psychotherapist. Um, but that's generally the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychotherapist. Of course, a psychiatrist has to have a medical license to practice in the state that they practice in, like any medical doctor would need a medical license. Um, so I got very angry with the person who called me to set up the appointment with the psychotherapist. Um, I got irritated as soon as I answered the phone. When they mentioned the name of the person that I was going to see as a psychotherapist, I, of course, knew right away it was a man. And then I told the person who called me that I didn't want to see that particular person as a psychotherapist. And I basically got angry and hung up on them, which I'm not sorry for. I told my psychiatrist yesterday that I was willing to see a psychotherapist, but I should have mentioned to my psychiatrist that it would have to be a female psychotherapist, and I failed to mention that, and I should have. And I was wrong about not mentioning that. But moving forward, if I have a psychotherapist, it's going to be a woman, or it's not going to be anybody at all. And I will continue to see my psychiatrist. So that's all really. I just wanted to do a quick video about that. I'm still in treatment. I'm going to stay in treatment. Still taking my medications. Will continue to take my medications. And as far as my symptoms today, they're not all that bad. My voices are pretty much low key today. My paranoia is not all that bad. My anxiety is not that bad. My depression is not that bad. My paranoia is not that bad today. I'm actually doing pretty well today. Um, I have been through a lot over the past 4 months, 2 surgeries, and a lot of isolation from the whole COVID-19 thing, which a lot of people have gone through over the past year and a half or so, since I believe March of 2020 when the lockdowns began and the virus started to pick up, the COVID-19 virus. Um, I've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and I would suggest anybody out there who's not vaccinated to go ahead and get vaccinated, either with the Pfizer vaccine or the other vaccines that are available. I chose the Pfizer vaccine because it provides the best protection, better than the Johnson vaccine. Um, and pretty soon I think I'm going to get a flu shot since we're approaching September. But nothing much else is going on right now. It's a little warm in my apartment. I don't have air conditioning. Um, my hair is getting a little long and crazy. I think I'm going to get my hair cut possibly later tonight. But comment, like, share, subscribe. If you want to see me do a video on a particular topic, let me know in the comments section. and I will try to do a video on that topic if it's related to mental illness, or if you have any questions that you want me to answer.